Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Realness. Also streaming here with Entertainment in Color. We have Miss TJoy joining us to talk about Bachelor in Paradise this week. How are you doing, Miss TJoy?
Hi everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. And Tamika also joining us here this evening. How are you doing today, Tamika?
Not too bad.
Not too bad. It's a very conservative response. All right. Sophie has a comment for us. Wow, you guys do love to watch train wrecks of shows.
We love trash TV. We love trash
We
TV.
do, Sophie. We do.
We
We have
do.
such high hopes. We don't know that it's going to be a train wreck, but it ends up being a train wreck.
Like, can you believe that Love Island seemingly is like the top echelon of like
I know.
excellent
I know.
love shows?
I know.
Can you imagine? Like,
Hi, Janelle. Janelle is joining
I
us
know.
today.
hi.
Hello. So let's just get
Hey,
into these messy. Oh, Jessica's here too. Hi, Jessica.
Hi,
These
Jessica.
messy episodes. I have so much to say about the second episode. But let's just start with Victoria telling the girls how perfect Alex is on paper and how he won't even look at anyone else. Now, I do think that Alex is very attractive. I don't know if he has that like sex appeal or like that drive that I would be looking for in how I would be attracted to somebody, but he is pretty good on paper. So what do you guys think about Victoria and him versus Johnny and him or her?
Oh, I wait. So, like one with her, because I was gonna say, are we comparing him as?
No, Tamika, one has to be with her. I already know what you're about to say. She's saying
I'm like,
with
no.
her.
I was like, are we comparing men? Because if I had to choose between Johnny and Alex, I'd choose Alex.
Yeah,
but
I think that's everybody would do this.
if I choose between Alex and Tyler, I would still choose Alex. So
Alex,
yeah.
check.
So that's why I was asking, just the clarification. For Victoria, this is the thing. I did see that she does have a connection to Johnny. And again, I said it last time, and I also was saying it in Clubhouse. I need Victoria to tell me what she wants.
She doesn't know.
Because
I think she wants to be wanted. I think she wants to be the it girl. I think she wants to get as much clout as possible. I think she wants that bag. I think she is using Bachelor in Paradise as like a business trip.
Right. So, which is fine. But if you're not getting engaged out of this, stay with Johnny. Choose Johnny.
I do think that she's going to get engaged to Johnny, but that doesn't actually mean anything.
Engaged?
Johnny's not proposing to nobody.
She's gonna propose to him?
No, I think he's gonna propose to her. I do.
Oh wow.
I
Really?
do.
This would be a complete turnaround. I mean, wow.
I do. I think that he likes her a lot. Now, I don't know if he has the capacity of following through and as soon as they get out of here being in that type of relationship and be working towards a marriage, but I think at the end of this show, he will propose. If for anything, to get that ring, to get that like Bachelor in Paradise, Bachelor Nation couple, like, you know, money endorsements, whatever. But I do think that he might do it. Yes, Sophie, this show is still going on. I'm not sure why either. I think we're on episode 10 and 11 this week. They're going to like 18. This is like the challenge. The challenge goes to like episode 18, and we're just like, could you have stopped at 13? Yeah, you could have.
Yeah.
Hi, Mary. Thank you for being here. And Dabu.
Hi, Dabu. I was wondering what Dabu was.
Bachelor in Hell. It's close. It's hot.
Girl,
It's hot.
It seems like it's hot as hell. Those people be sweating. You hear me?
Mary says, I am Latin, not trying to claim anything. Should I watch The Bachelor? The next Bachelor coming up? No.
Which season? Any season. All the Bachelor stuff. Except for maybe like the first few seasons. Like, no. And I don't even think Alex's season, um,
Rachel?
Bachelor number one, right? His season's not even on available to stream, right?
Oh wow.
Is there one other than Sean Lowe? Is there another? Oh, I guess Ari, but he didn't kind of. That's not his winner. So there's
Nope,
only, I
that's not his
think, I
winner.
could be wrong, one Bachelor that is
Yeah.
still with the
Well,
person
two,
that. Who's
two.
two?
Matt.
I was gonna say that he proposed to, so he
I was
has
gonna say
not
that's the
It's
only
only
thing
proposed.
he
Sean.
didn't propose, but they're
It's
still
only
together. He
Sean,
chose
huh?
her. He's with his chosen
Okay,
person.
chosen person,
Yeah, so that's
and
it's only those two. Pilot Pete worked his way back to number 5, and Ari worked his way to number what 2?
Yeah,
She was.
she's yeah.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I mean, Jason Mesnick also worked his way to number 2.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hmm.
But yeah,
I
the
don't
men
know,
don't seem
Mary.
to have good.
Just do Bachelorettes. If you're gonna watch something, do the Bachelorette, and if not, just let it go.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say if you like love shows, Love Island, super fun. I'd watch all iterations of that. I think that it's just a little bit the format's a little bit better. Like the casting seemingly is a bit better. At least people end up in relationships, and that's kind of the point of the show. Even though we think that Bachelor in Paradise is the point of the show or Bachelorette, but the producers kind of get their hands in there and they just want to make it entertaining, and so it loses its love. So I'm not necessarily endorsing it. Bachelorettes would be better than bachelors,
Yeah.
but I would definitely choose Love Island over either. All right.
And higher
Yeah.
success rate on the Bachelorettes.
Yes.
I like I said, if you just want to watch it, but understand that it's going to be mess. The early seasons of The Bachelor were my favorite. I watched them all up until a point till they decided that they just were insistent that they were never going to cast a black bachelor, and I was like, why am I watching the show?
Right.
There was like really no representation on it. I liked Jason's season, but I also thought he should have chosen who he
Melissa?
ended up with.
Right. Molly.
Yeah, I think there was a specific reason why he didn't choose her. And then that's pretty much. And I only watched his season because I watched what you call it season. He was on it, and so like there was periods where I just checked in and out. Like
I've watched them all in real time.
mhm,
And I only watch it because it's good trash TV. I just
mhm.
don't know how it will hold up, not have watched it for the last 20 years, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I've grown with The Bachelor.
Right.
I'm like, okay, it sucks, but like I still gotta watch it because like, I'm a completionist.
Mhm.
I wanna have seen all the seasons and know what's going down. I don't know if I would be someone that chooses to start watching the show where it is
Right
at
now.
right now.
Right.
Exactly.
So
I don't feel like I missed anything not watching Clayton's season.
I don't either.
I will
the
not
only
be.
thing you didn't get to see was how badly he ruined the ending. Like he was
Oh, I
terrible.
watched the
See
ending
clips.
because I did watch the ending because I watched it with the Black Roses in their clubhouse room to talk about it. But so I did the same thing with Ari too. I watched it because it was so messy. I watched those last two episodes because they were a mess. If you want messy TV, go ahead and watch.
Yeah.
But if you want romance and oh my god, happily ever after, not happening.
Not at all. So Dabu's interest in Victoria and Johnny is gone now, knowing about Greg. I mean, I don't understand why the producers are allowing them to do this unless it's a producer ploy, right? To be like, oh my, like I don't know what are you gonna say?
Zachary from
Reality?
Reality, he said that the producers did not allow it. They just are traipsing around the world having a good time. So I don't know.
That ain't great.
I heard from somebody else that the producers were mad. Like they found out when we found out, and that someone said they've been trying to reach her and she hasn't been answering phone calls.
Yeah.
Oh, so she could be in trouble.
Mhm.
So Barry says it seems other people who review this show and everyone seems to take it like they were saving or killing someone. So like taking it too seriously.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
thinks they take it too
I definitely don't take this show that seriously, but
seriously.
I need to judge it through a lens of some sort, right? Like either it's a lens of kitsch, or it's a lens of romance, or it's a lens of anti romance. But like I need to be able to watch it through some sort of lens, and so I don't take it that seriously, but I kind of have to take some of the situations seriously, right?
I
Right.
can't take most of this seriously, to be honest.
But
Well,
we take it serious through the eyes of what they tell us they're looking for. So
right.
like if
Right.
they tell us they're looking for this, that's how we react to it. If we know it's just, oh, they're just playing, they're not really, then we're like,
True.
whatever. But if they're telling us, oh, I want to find my soulmate and
Then
all of
you're
this
just like,
stuff, then we're gonna
these are
come
not actions of someone that's looking for that.
right.
That's
Right.
why I said what I said just now about Victoria. Like, I need her to tell me what she really wants. And then I could tell her, yes, you made the right choice in choosing
True.
Johnny.
Fair.
Right.
Fair. So Debbie wants to know if we saw in the interview that Gabby did. Looks like her and Eric might be done. I saw the headlines. Didn't read the article. Me
I
and
had shared it.
Joy. You what?
I shared the actual interview in my stories
Oh, you
Mm-hmm.
yesterday.
did?
I don't know if it's still there, but it's pretty bad.
I've been working so much, I didn't even see your stories. I just saw the headline, sent it to Chantel, and she was like, I already know. And I was like, girl,
We're putting the over under for the for them to have the official like we're gonna go our separate ways, wishing each other well, like we're gonna watch each other from afar, like
She basically said that in the interview that they were separately.
yeah, but like the official like
But
joint
she didn't,
statement.
yeah, but the official statement, she made it seem like she just wanted some space. I thought that's what she was.
And she's gonna continue doing kind of Dancing with the Stars, and he was gonna do whatever he's doing. But anyways, so we put the over under at Thanksgiving. So Tamika, do you think that we will get an official breakup statement from both camps, Gabby and Eric's, before or after Thanksgiving?
When does Dancing with the Stars end?
Oh, I don't
Oh,
know.
you don't want, she doesn't want to end it with Dancing with the Stars to ruin the chance that she might want to win. Oh,
I haven't been watching it since they moved it to Disney Plus or whatever they moved it to. I don't watch it.
I'm behind 3 episodes, but like I've seen many. Okay, Dancing with the Stars. When does it end? Dabu, do you know? Let's see.
How many couples are left?
I have not been watching.
I don't want to ruin it for you. If you're behind and you're going to catch
Oh
up,
yeah,
I
I'm
don't wanna-
behind. I don't want. Yeah, don't tell me. I'm still 3 eliminations behind.
Okay.
I mean, I know who is probably still there though. There's only a few good people, like really good. I can't find it.
Let me see if I find it.
Well, that's a really good point. I would think that maybe it would end probably at the same time that this will end. Like
So
3
right
weeks.
at Thanksgiving, you think? Like right the week of or the week?
Yeah.
How
So Mary, I watched Rachel's season. Brian was super hot, and the better option than Peter. Don't remember his name. It was Peter. Yeah, Brian, like they kissed that first night. I was like, whoa, that's a passionate first.
That's her
kiss.
move. Yes.
That was very bad. I did think throughout the season that her and Peter kissed really well, and I could see that she was into like their dynamic. But I think she chose correctly for
Me
sure.
too.
Sophie only saw the first season of The Bachelor and Bachelorette. Okay, well, that was 20 years ago.
Trisha.
Yeah, it's the same. It ends the same week. No, November 21st. So yeah, right before Thanksgiving here.
So do you think it'll be before or after?
It'll be after.
After? Miss TJ, you're thinking it's
if they're not
before?
together for Thanksgiving?
No, I said after. Remember, I was
well, you said after 2 weeks. But you're saying after Thanksgiving as well? I say after as well.
Yeah. Because I think that they're gonna.
But then it's Christmas, and then it's their birthdays.
Right. So, like, if they're not if she's not with him for Thanksgiving, that's gonna be a problem.
She might not win. Okay, well, let's get back to this episode. So I went, whoa, a rose ceremony. So Jesse does tell the group that Sarah had to leave for family issues. And like, I hope that everything is okay with her and her family. But a lot of people were like, who's Sarah? Like, you know, like.
I think her grandfather died.
I'm sorry to hear that, of course. But like, she was not in the show that much. And like, who was she pursuing? She was pursuing Logan. But that never kind of came to anything because her and Kate were friends. So I would have loved to see them speak about the fact that she just went in on her guy. I would have liked to see a little bit more of that payoff before she left, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't see that they were going to address it. Say again?
Yeah, they cut off a lot of storylines.
It's weird. What's the point of like creating them?
They be focusing on the wrong thing. They focus on the wrong thing.
That's true. Jesse does
crying.
Say again?
They just want to show Genevieve crying.
Oh my God. She needs to leave this beach. Did you think she's going to become the Bachelor in Paradise like staple? Like every season she's on it?
I hope not. It's going to be hard to watch. I can't. She annoys me. Like really, really annoys me. Like I haven't had somebody like really, really annoy. I mean, I just cannot take it with her. She cries. She has a bad attitude. She's not cute. I mean, it's just so much that annoys me.
I will say episode 2, I was slightly on her side. Slightly on her side.
But, well, I was slightly on her side for a couple, but I was on his side a little bit at one point.
And I was on his side for a little bit. But we'll get there.
But she's trying to be dramatic though. She wants attention. She's dramatic. She wants attention because if you really want to leave, you'll just leave. Just leave.
We'll get there. That's an episode ahead from now. Dabu does say that agrees with you that they haven't watched Dancing with the Stars since it moved to Disney Plus. I do have Disney Plus, but like it actually, I have to remember to watch it. For the fact that like I have to like change like the source thing and then I have to like use this thing.
Right.
And, you know, it's just like a little bit more of a process than me just going to like my recorded programs. Right. And so like I forget about it. So yes. Chad, should I watch Love is Blind or Too Hot to Handle? Looking for a dating show fix. Love is Blind season 1 would be good to start with, and then maybe watch season 3. Too Hot to Handle is very messy, but you can probably bang through it pretty quickly. It's not good though, but like if you just want garbage, I think that first season of F-Boy Island is, well, I don't know if it was better than the second season, but F-Boy Island is okay as well. If you just want,
that's on HBO Max.
Fast trash.
If you want holiday, season 1 of 12 Dates of Christmas, I really liked. Season 2 was crap.
I didn't watch season 2. I watched part of season 1. So Jesse's addressing like Alex and Johnny. He's just being so messy. I'm gonna call him Messy Jesse. Like just asking people about like, I mean, I get it. He wants to like get this conversation going. It's before the rose ceremony. It's gonna create that tension. Who's Victoria gonna pick? But I don't know. He's messy. But it's like, I feel like he's just a production pet, that he doesn't have his own opinion about any of this. And I think I would like it a little bit better if he really was trying to maybe get them together or was really trying to help them be counseled a little bit in their relationship, as opposed to just delivering lines that the producers are asking him to. So he's just Messy Jesse for me. Now the women have the roses. I believe it's again. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the women have the roses.
But wasn't it supposed to be the men if they'd switch back and forth, but it was the women again? Or am I mistaken?
Wait, on this one? Was it the women?
The women shows.
The women. This is the episode.
I understand.
Of them coming back from.
I understand. But wasn't it supposed to be the men? Let's like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it was women twice.
Oh,
I don't remember. I mean, it was like a month ago.
It's been so long.
I just always thought it was going to be men's choice for whatever reason, and it wasn't. I mean, I know that we talk about the numbers and like, but I feel like
Oh, I wonder if because Kate left, they did women instead.
Sarah.
Sarah.
So yeah, I guess because like yeah, Sarah left. Then it would have been even. Did somebody else leave that we're forgetting? Probably. Anyways, the women has the roses. Logan has his arm around Kate, and Shanae gives the finger to the situation in her confessionals. You know what? I like Shanae more than the majority of the women on this beach. I do. Like at least she's.
Oh yeah, all the women left. Who? Lace and Jill.
So that's still the same cycle. Okay.
And, yeah, so they're still the same cycle. So that's why they had to turn it over.
Most of the new women sent home 2 of the men.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, that's probably, I think it was supposed to be the guy's choice, but because a bunch of the women left and they sent home 2 men, that's where we ended up.
Okay, so I wasn't cray. Like I was. It should have been the women. Couldn't they have done something to make it at least go back and forth? Because I think I would have rather the men choose, really. But I think that they also really wanted Victoria to have to make this choice. So they're like, oh, good, this is convenient. And that's probably also why they took away 2 guys, is so that they'd, I'm forced to do women again, so they can get Victoria doing this
drama.
Choice. Or they think it's drama. So at the kind of cocktail party, Johnny apparently won't talk to Alex, and Alex thinks it's childish. Okay, I would like to see these attempts, right? Like, you're trying to build this storyline between Alex and Johnny. I would love to see Alex going up and talking to Johnny, and Johnny being like, I'm not talking to you, man, or like whatever he decides to say and react. Instead of getting it in a confessional, it's annoying. So people rummaging through. What am I talking about? Is that the room? Oh my God, this new storyline. How Nothing Burger was the storyline of new girls versus old girls and who's messy in their shared bedroom and who is bringing all the ants out.
See, that's what I'm talking about. They focus on the wrong thing. And then Wells is like in the middle and just keeps telling them, I don't know, because they just said, the people who clean, they said this is the messiest they've ever seen it.
Well, shut up. Sorry. Well, shut up. It's the messiest they've ever seen it. Well,
Ashley had actually shared a video of what it looked like when the OG girls were there, and Shireen had shared it. She's like, I'm gonna show you what it looked like basically right before the split, because that's when Ashley and Jared were there, and it was kind of immaculate. That being said, I'm just wondering, because they seem to not like each other and they're just like revolving around each other, people aren't like being cordial and like picking up after each other and that kind of stuff.
It's just such a small space. So well, okay, I think it's interesting. So I would assume that the OG girls would be more messy because they're all Geminis and fire signs. Not to say that they're more messy, but I would think that a lot of Tauruses would be a lot neater. They're usually a little bit more, put together, want things to be nice, look pretty. And so I would assume that home interior would fall for all these Taurus women to have a neater space. So I automatically was siding with the new women just because it's like, 4 Tauruses and a Scorpio or something like that. Like, it's pretty Taurus heavy. And I find most Tauruses that I know like things in their place.
I'm not one of those.
Okay, so maybe you're going against
must be something else in my chart, because that ain't me.
That's fine. Well, I mean, it just depends on how you kind of identify with like things being what makes things beautiful to you. So I just wrote, this is a stupid storyline. They're dirty bitches, and the dirty bitches are not us.
And I'm so tired of the B word being thrown around.
Right.
I'm literally tired of that word. That and gaslighting. Stop it.
Especially when you don't know what it
Yes.
means. Okay, Mary says, I hate when Love Island gives the power to the men. It happens often. True. This is true, but usually it goes back and forth on this show, and even on Love Island it goes back and forth. And so when it goes to the same, it's the similar dynamic, and I just want it to go back and forth. Creature of habit. Just because I would be fine with the messy storyline if the different girls actually said it to each other and said, and she said, yes, absolutely. She said is annoying. I would like maybe to be like, you're messy. No, you're messy. You're messy. Like, let's have this you're messy fight. I agree, Jessica. I agree. The good season of Love Island when the girl gets in power every other week. Yeah. And that's how it usually is. Oh, that never happens. Men choose 5 or 6 times. That's never happened, I don't think. On Love Island?
I don't know.
I don't remember that to be true. Not from my experience, anyways. So we see Rodney and Eliza kissing, and we see I love yous with Brandon and Serene and all the other couples that are together, just all lovey-dovey.
Lovey-dovey.
Florence doesn't know who to give her rose to. We see Shanae and Jacob talking to each other about teeth and brushing their teeth with charcoal teeth brushing, and then weird,
that is so gross. That is so gross to be kissing. Were they sharing the same toothbrush? Because that is nasty.
This is the part with Shanae. I was like, y'all could have kept this. Y'all could have kept this.
Well, they're just trying to make like Jacob like so quirky because he carries around floss. Like, this is the storyline they want. Whatever. So Shanae and Jacob are now a couple, and like they're making out, and like not even doing any like good kisses. It's just like these weird like kind of kisses. Gross. We see a little mini date that Alex does with Victoria. We have some wine there, and I do think that she enjoys being courted for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Danielle thinks though that Victoria needs to step it up. And okay, I know that Danielle is a very sweet, kind person, but I'm not enjoying her at all. I don't agree with her commentary personally. And
get in other people's business. That's all her and Michael do. They don't have no business of their own. All they do is get in other people's business.
That's kind of maybe why I'm not really enjoying it, because I just don't like. Why does she think that? I know that Danielle is supporting Rodney here, or sorry, is reporting like Johnny and like that relationship, but like Victoria doesn't necessarily need to step it up. Like, she's on Paradise, she should be kind of playing the field a little bit until she makes her decision. And Daniela hasn't really had the same Paradise experience as everybody else has on the beach, so I just feel like she doesn't have a leg to stand on, personally.
She doesn't. And you don't know her life. You don't know Victoria. You don't know her.
Maybe she does.
I think they're setting up Michael and her as like the grocery store and Serena of the season. And the only reason why Serena worked when she did her commentary is because 90% of the women on the beach she knew, was friends with, and they liked her. So her commentary on, oh, well, I think, such and such should step it up from a place of validity. This is not.
Exactly. And so Jessica's agreeing here with us. Danielle keeps on saying what the women need to do in every situation. Honey, you just got here. Pipe down some. Exactly.
Hello. Thank you, Jessica. Hello.
That's exactly.
You even go here. I don't know.
Like, you knew? So Victoria does talk to Johnny, and he's really upset with seeing her with Alex. Pouty Johnny is really unattractive. Like, some of these people, when they're upset with their counterparts, I find have become really unattractive. So we see the rose ceremony. Serene chooses Brandon, no surprise. Danielle chooses Michael, no surprise. Eliza chooses Rodney, no surprise. And Genevieve, Aaron, same old, same old. Jessica, Andrew, we don't see them, but we know that that's a thing. Brittany, Tyler, didn't see them. That's a thing, I guess. Kate, Logan, they're always kind of hugging or whatever, cuddling. Shanae and Jacob, new relationship. And Johnny, who's she gonna choose? Or Victoria, who's she gonna choose? Johnny. Oh, big payoff. No. And then Florence is left to choose between Alex and I just put Oz because I couldn't remember his name. And then they said Adam. So an Adam. And she chooses Alex. So, what was the point of bringing Adam back to the main beach if he did not have a confessional? He did not have a date. He did not talk to anybody. He did not have a storyline. He didn't get chosen at this rose ceremony by another Australian. They could have been like, "Hey, let's just try to keep each other on the beach."
And why didn't we see the conflict? Because you told me, Tamika, right last week that they have bad blood between him.
That's what somebody told me. That's what somebody had said to me, that they know each other because they're both Australian. They know each other and they've had conflict before. And again, we didn't see that. I don't know. Was it here or someplace else that also somebody told me that one season they brought in a girl from Japan. They flew her all the way out and like.
Oh, that was them. I think. Yeah, that was maybe the Winter Games, or am I thinking something else?
Yes, somebody mentioned Winter Games, and they kept trying to keep her in the house, and it didn't work.
And then, she was trying to learn English. Yes, I remember that. When it was Winter Games. Oh yeah.
She became Wells Barback. I was like, they were trying to get as much as they could out of that flight, as much as possible. So that's what it feels like with this.
Yes.
So Mary's saying that season 7 of the UK, the girls pick the boys once, and 8 and 9. Season 9 hasn't even happened. Are we being trolled? So because we just watched season 8, I definitely never noticed it being unbalanced.
Season 7, the girls absolutely did not just pick once. I can tell you that for a fact.
Yeah, like
I know Cass at least picked Tyler once. She picked Matt once. No.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like they're pretty. They have their format down pretty in the UK. It's theirs. It's their format.
Yeah, I think in the US, season 3 there might have been a double up one time, but I also think it's because somebody had to leave.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we're being trolled. So everybody's doing their coupley things, and we learned that Aaron is a happy guy. Johnny is just so happy to be chosen, but he doesn't want Alex to be around since Florence kept him. And it's just like, if you're in such a strong relationship, who cares? She chose you, Johnny.
Right.
Why are you huffing and puffing? It's so annoying.
But that's the thing. He did the same thing. Genevieve did the same thing. And to me, that's not kosher. It's absolutely immature.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So Kate, though, brings a date card. Victoria, are you ready to fall in love? And I did think it was pretty awkward in front of Alex, because she does choose Johnny for this, and they're kind of hugging and doing little kisses in front of Alex, and I was like, I guess this is the payoff, whatever. But Alex in his confessional is like, I'm just gonna patiently wait, knowing the statistics of these relationships. I'm just gonna wait and see what happens.
Right.
I guess that's not the payoff that the producers want, because I think he wants to be jealous and go and run off and save him. But he's pretty passive.
He is. He's very low key.
He's not going to go and try to compete. If you want to be with 26-year-old Johnny and you don't want to give me an opportunity, all right.
Right.
Whatever. So Victoria and Johnny are getting the shaman date, so they really want them to get engaged. I feel like the shaman date are for the couple that they want to have the ring on in the end. And so they do a ceremony and a sweat lodge and talking about intentions, and he's fairly young. He cannot articulate one thing that he wants it for his life, for a relationship, for his future, what kind of career he's into, what his hobbies are, his interests, sometimes I wonder, like, do I have anything to offer in a relationship? I'm like, yeah. Like, when I compare it to this guy, like, I got so much to offer in a relationship. This guy
Of
can't even
course you
offer some
do.
words. You know what I mean? Though, when you're just like, like you kind of downplay who you are, right?
Right.
And you're just like, but then I'm like, if I list all the things I have to offer, like, this guy can't even list a word. Like, you can't get two words together as to what he brings to a relationship or what he's looking for himself for the future. And I'm just like, it's such a turn off to me. And
It would have been a complete turn off to me. I don't even know how she was still interested after that. I was just like, oh, okay.
they're talking about fresh starts and new beginnings for relationships, and he freezes up. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying, I don't think she's looking to engage. And if they do get engaged, I think it's going to be a surprise. And maybe she's going to be like, oh, well, maybe he is serious because he proposed to me. Because I'm not getting that that's what she came to this beach for.
Probably no. I think she's going for clout. So
Yeah.
let me say it better. Since Shanice season, that's season 6. Control the recoupling cast season. The girls got control after cast of more Ekansu similar to cat. No matter what, it went back and forth. I don't remember season 6 because I didn't like it, but I still never had it be where I noticed that it was back to back. So
and I like season 6, and I can tell you I would have noticed if it was a disparity.
Right, you know that it's going to be the girls. Like, you can tell when they're going to bring in 2 bombshell girls. You know what I mean, or 2 bombshell boys. They just usually go back and forth or do 2 and 1. You know, so she's laughing. Okay, you need to get it together. Yeah, I don't know. You might need to rewatch those seasons. In the Switch Lodge, they talk about fear, and he fears that he's not good enough for her. It's like, you know what though? You're just not ready yet. Not that you're not good enough. It's not ready yet for potentially the type of relationship she's claiming to be looking for, right? Like, you not being good enough, that's not a thing. But if you don't have these answers, then you're not ready. And then not being ready, I think, could equate to not being good enough for her right now, where you are right now. So, like, get some ambition and you'll be good enough, babe.
Right.
Like, you don't need to propose to her to show that you're good enough. Like, just show that you are looking to build a relationship with her and you see her as part of somebody that you want to join forces with and do life with, and like, you have all these dreams that you want her to be a part of. That's enough, I think. But anyways, he's too young. Say again?
I said it should be.
Should be. Yeah, definitely. So we do see Tyler and Logan talking, and how Johnny is. He thinks that Johnny. They both think that Johnny's ready for love and all-time Johnny and no more cool guy stuff, and he's gonna get the minivan and all this stuff. And I was like, no. There's no way Johnny is gonna give up.
At first, I was confused because I was like, "But Tyler, you just met him yesterday." But then I remember they're on the same season, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But it's like, Johnny's 26 and he's a 26-year-old, and I think he should be going out, dating people, living his life, figuring out what he wants for his life. I don't think he needs to be settling down and getting engaged at all. And I don't see him as being the guy that's going to go and convert to the minivan life. Like, I just don't see that for who he is right now anyways. But they seem to think that it's a possibility. We do hear Victoria say to him back at the Sweat Lodge that I think I'm falling in love with you. Do we believe this or not?
No.
We get to Rodney. This is the beginning of my sad part of these 2 episodes. So Rodney is just not worried at all about Eliza, really excited about her. And then we see Justin come down the walkway, down the steps, to talk to Jesse. And Justin, Rodney's really good friend, is here for Eliza. That's why he's back. He's here for Eliza. And the kid is back. He's on the beach, and he has a date card. What are you going to say, Tamika?
I was so excited for the storyline. I'm going to tell you what. Black women don't get to be chosen.
That's great. That's true. That's fun.
Black women do not get to have two guys fight over them.
That's
They
true.
do not get to have a storyline like this. They do not get to be the main character. But just as in most fashions, when it does, slim chance happen. We've seen it in many instances. Love Island,
Mhm.
USA. We just saw it with Big Brother with Monty Taylor and Joseph. When they do get to be the main character, then they get villainized.
I can see this.
Especially when one of those choices is a fan favorite.
Oh,
Mm.
And so I got really sad after a few minutes.
you know, you
Yeah,
make a
because
good point.
I understand what you're saying, and I want her to be, chosen and chased after. I just don't think that she communicated the best in some instances.
Oh yeah, no, no.
And then I also don't think Rodney communicated the best in some.
I mean,
So it's just a lot of.
for mess, miscommunication, mess, and okay. Well, it's Justin state card. It's time to find what you're looking for, and he wants to talk to Eliza, and Eliza, of course, is flattered. And she's like, "No, not my name on it." Like they were cute. They were bantering. I enjoyed their interaction. I've also very much enjoyed her interaction with Rodney. And
Mhm.
at this point, I was like, "Get it, girl! Get these two very attractive, good-looking men fighting for you. Get it." So that's where I was at this point. But then I was so pissed off to hear Aaron being like, he didn't even look at you about Rodney. And I was like, okay, you guys need to clarify for me. Did Justin know when he got to the beach that Rodney was already pursuing Eliza?
Probably not because he left before.
Like they're
And more
acting like
than
he's on the beach and he knew that Rodney was pursuing Eliza. Like when he came down to the beach, I would assume that he's like, this is who I'm going for. And it's like, oh shoot. Like I had to pursue this because this is the only reason why I'm back on this show. It's my friend that's also pursuing her.
Rodney was hugged up with Lace the last time he saw him.
Yeah.
And to be honest, knowing the producers, those messy ass producers, they were like, "Hey, this girl's on the beach. We're gonna let you go back down. We feel bad. Which girl do you want? Which girl do you want to pursue?" And he's like, "I'm gonna go after Eliza." Do you think they told him that she was with
No
Rodney?
way. No
No.
way. No way.
Absolutely not.
And then also hearing Genevieve being like, his personality is shit. I'm just like, Genevieve.
Yours is too. So
takes one to know one.
Other comment that pissed me off when she's like, "Why is he back? He had 3 chances. He went through 3 women." I said, "No, he fucking didn't. He only was with you. You made sure he couldn't have another damn woman on that damn beach. How dare you?"
Yeah.
who was he? Who was she talking about? Victoria and who else? Who was she talking?
And
Who else?
Sally, but she
Sally.
ran Sally off the beach.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, exactly. If Genevieve is as happy with Aaron as much as she likes to pretend, why does she care if Justin's back? I wouldn't care. I mean, Justin, I think, is a better catch, in my opinion, than Aaron. I'm sure that he kisses better because looking at the kisses with Justin looked a lot tastier than the ones with Aaron, in my opinion. So she's probably having FOMO. Be like, ooh, I had that guy. And now I don't have him anymore. So I don't want to see him.
Aaron picked up on what she was putting down energy wise. Not what she was saying, but Aaron was spot on. Like, it's really coming across that it's kind of, I'm in here because you fell out with him. And he was picking that up because that's how she acts. Not what she's saying, but how she acts. And then she acts like he's crazy. Oh my God, I can't believe this.
Which is why I was on his side this episode.
Right? So Aaron feels second best, right? And just says like, we fought and then you came in, and like she's not like realizing what she's saying to him. Like, cause to me, I was like, ugh, Genevieve, this says to me that you want to be making out with Aaron in front of Justin to make him feel jealous, and that
Right.
if things worked out with Justin, you would more likely want to be with Justin than with Aaron. That's what it looked like to
Exactly.
me, and so it must have really
Exactly.
felt like that to him.
Yeah.
100%.
And he wouldn't be wrong, because that's how it came across to me. And I don't think that was editing. That was literally, I mean, even in her ITMs, she was coming across as salty.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is Genevieve's obsession with Justin? It's scary at this point.
Yeah.
I think that she fumbled the bag because she didn't realize that he was going to be the better catch. Out of her, like him and Aaron and her probably had maybe a pre-season thought, and it's not working out as she expected, is what I think.
Yep.
So Aaron storms off though, because they're having this conversation, and Genevieve keeps on solidifying, like, well, Justin and I weren't getting along, and then you came in, and he wants to be like, well, like, we got together though because like we had such a great connection, right? She's like, well, no, like it's because like Justin and I fought, and he's like, storms off, which I'd be kind of pissed off too. I wouldn't have stormed off at all, but like, he stormed off, and then she goes and finds him, and he tries to explain himself, and then she has a meltdown. That's all I wrote. Hi Mary. Better late than never, always. We are doing well. We are on a Genevieve and Aaron rant right now.
Yes.
Oh, Kanisha wants to know if we're
doing
covering
well. Thanks for asking, Mary.
Love is Blind. I may do it with a friend of mine that's not involved in reality TV at all. She was just asking me, she's like, oh my God, I would really like to do it. So that's a maybe. But you, Miss TJoy, just did, you're up to date on episodes now?
I'm up to date. I mean, well, the new episodes were released today and I haven't watched them, but I have reviewed, recapped, already episodes 1 through 7 on my channel at Miss TJoy. So you can always go up there. And on Saturday, I will be doing a recap for the latest episodes. So
nice. Very nice. So Genevieve, wait, hold on. Who said this? I want him to say you're mine. Don't go. Oh, so we get this is what was frustrating me about poor dear Eliza. And it could be because of the fact that she's not used to being in the position of being chosen by so many people. So she kind of fumbled the bag a little bit here. But she wants him to say that you're mine and be chosen. And I think that's kind of displaying toxic behavior, right? Like if I had a guy that's like, you can't go on a date with him because you're mine, I'd be like, sorry, we just broke up. Like I definitely do not want to be with you. But it seems like she wanted Rodney to claim her in a way that I thought was a little bit toxic. You're gonna say something?
Yeah, that, and also what she said in the next episode about Genevieve and Aaron. I'm not sure if Eliza's had a healthy relationship.
Good love relationship.
Mm-hmm. Because what Rodney did, and I know I saw a lot of comments, Rodney's so cocky, he thinks he has her. And I was like, no, he was respecting the fact that she has a mind of her own, and that ultimately, if they're matched, like he knows that they're a match. He knows he was right before this saying she was the woman he would to propose to. She would come back to him, regardless of Justin. I think that is a fair position to be
on this love show. Absolutely. Especially.
I think so too. I think that, I guess maybe if he would have said, Eliza, I really don't want
he
you
said that
to go. No, well, she said that. No, she asked him, she said, do you want me to go?
He's like, well, no, of course I don't want you to go, but like, he's like, but I want you to explore. Like, I don't want to be holding you back. I don't want to be stopping you. And
right.
Sorry,
I
that's
think
what
she wanted him to say it before she asked. It's just,
well, then don't ask ever then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I think it's just a level of just maturity. What you're used to, what you give weight to. And if you're used to somebody being mine, I want you to be mine. You can't go out with them, or I don't want you. You know, you're used to that.
But I also wonder, because that is also, she's a Taurus, but that is kind of a Scorpio trait of, and I'm wondering if that's the energy that she's used to in relationship. That whole those axes of the Taurus Scorpio can be obsession, can be that like really
She's
needy
unevolved.
desire.
She's
Hmm.
unevolved. She's leaning into that other sideness that can be slightly toxic, and
Right.
I get it. You know what I mean? There's some, like I've told people, there's some things where I'm really possessive, but that, if a man said, "Well, I'll let it be your decision," I'd be like, "I'm not gonna go."
Of course not. If I didn't want to.
If I didn't want, if it was just, I'd be like, "I'm gonna just go see how things go."
You
Are
know
you
what
okay
makes
with
me
it?
laugh?
Are you gonna be okay? And then if he had said, "No, I don't think I'm gonna be okay with it," like after I made my decision and I really knew that I wanted to pursue something with Rodney, I would make my decision then. To me, my opinion, first episode, she should have went on the date. And this is why I'm going to say she should have went on the date.
Hmm.
Rodney is right. He already had a Paradise experience.
Experience.
Came in
Absolutely.
with a date card, went for Teddy. She was not
Hmm.
available. He then hooked up with Lace. He realized between Lace and Eliza, he preferred the energy, the relationship that Eliza could bring in his life. And she was the person he wanted to pursue other than Serene and Teddy in the first place.
Hmm.
They were vibing. He's had his Paradise experience. He
Exactly.
did not want to cut that off for her because
Right.
in his head, this is the woman he is going to propose to. And if you are going to propose to somebody in
You
two,
don't
three
want them to be
weeks,
resentful.
you don't want them to have
Any
any
doubt.
questions,
Any doubt.
any doubt.
Any doubt. Absolutely. And I think that it was a risky and very powerful that he was going to take this position, being like, if you love someone, you got to let it go. If it comes back to you, then it was yours, like that
I
whole
agree.
thing.
I
And
agree. I
the
agree.
fact that she didn't even, like, what about her choosing him? Like,
And he did say that, like he says that at the end of the episode, he's like, sometimes I want to be chose. That's why I'm saying, like, I got where he was coming from.
I feel I got it too. I just felt like I could see where she was like, "Oh, he didn't say he wanted me to stay." Okay, I get all that, but the way that she then acted after all of it, because
yeah.
I was willing to validate her feelings. Like maybe you want to hear certain words. We all go through a scenario in our head sometimes before we even have the conversation with the person and make up this whole scenario of what they should say and how it should go. And he didn't say the exact words in which you thought he would say. Okay, I get all of that. But then how she acted after that, as though he rejected her and was like, "I don't want to be with you," is what got me to being like, "Come on, now you're getting carried away now. Now you're
A
getting
little
carried
bit.
away."
Well, there's definitely Debu. There's definitely a part of her that wants to pursue Justin a little bit, which is fine. I wish that she would just have owned that and just been like, "Hey, like Rodney, I'm really interested in you, and thank you so much for allowing me this freedom to just be able to go and explore this. I know you've had your Paradise experience, and you've been mine so far, and I've really enjoyed it. But this is what I'm here to do. I'm here to see who's my person, and I would like to go on this date with Justin." And just go on the damn date instead of
Go
like
on a
gaslighting.
date.
She's gaslighting Rodney basically later on in the episode or next episode, whatever it was. Hi, Naya or Nia. So she should have known that as a black man, saying certain things can paint him in a bad or violent light. And I think his response was fair and mature. I mean, she could have had a little bit more consideration also about the light that she was painting him. Like her him, like how would it have looked if he came off as a possessive?
Right.
Not Rodney's brand at all, but like
That's
I
not
just
even Rodney. If
yeah.
you've ever talked to
That's
Rodney,
not
I've
him.
talked to Rodney. That's not him. It's literally what we're seeing on the screen is the man that I had a conversation with in Clubhouse. He's not like that. He is very like, if you're looking for an evolved, he is a catch. If
Yeah.
you're looking for an evolved
Mhm.
man, that man is evolved.
Yeah, and there's no way that like what like so like that's the type of like relationship I'm picturing, like in its worst would be like he would punch a wall because he's so angry at you and you're like, oh my god, he loves me, he's so upset, so upset, he punched a wall, like get out of here.
Justin, though, he did do that, right? Like when Genevieve was gonna go on her date, he said, I don't want you to go, and he got into a spat with her, and people are literally now hate him because he did that and call him toxic and all that stuff. Even though I agreed with Justin in that case because she made a big shit about it the day before him going with Victoria. And they agreed not to date anybody, and she saw Aaron come down the beach and she threw it out the window because that was the person that she wanted. Now, I think the mistake that Rodney made here with Eliza is they were sitting on the beach having a good time, but the conversation should have been had. If somebody, because supposedly Serena and Brandon had the conversation. She had told him, if Rodney comes on the beach and he asks me on a date, I will go on the date. And Brandon said, no problem.
And that's probably why he's like, oh, Serena's kind of like mine when Rodney came down, because he knew that she would say yes to the date, and he knows that Rodney's a good catch. So hilarious.
But if Rodney had asked her on the date, he had already agreed that it was fine, like no problem. And he had talked to Teddy because he said he only really wanted to meet Serena and Teddy. He had talked to Teddy before that, and it didn't go anywhere because she, went with Andrew. So he kind of just knew. He's like, he had talked to Serena, and he just knew that that was his person. So he was okay. The same with Rodney. He was okay if she wanted to go explore with somebody because he's like, she's my person. So I think where Rodney went wrong is before we even before the rose and all that. We should have had the conversation. Listen, if somebody comes, it's like Love Island. If somebody comes in, are you still open to that person? Is there anybody that comes down that you because plus a show that we don't have on Love Island. Love Island is, it's my type, and that if there's a specific person that comes down that walkway, will you be going on a date?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that is the conversation.
You're right. That's where they should have had that conversation. You're right.
So Michael and Danielle are talking about the Rodney situation. All I wrote down is they annoy me. Yeah. Victoria and Johnny return, and they put Justin's back on a date. Justin's back. Oh, they tell Victoria that Justin's back and is on a date with Eliza, and Eliza said yes, and they're all shocked that Eliza said yes. But I think you hit the nail on the head that they need to have established the rules surrounding their courtship on this particular show, because it's actually everybody, because it seems as though people have rules that the other people don't know that they have to play by.
Exactly.
And so if Rodney knew that the rules was that he had to stop her from going on a date with somebody else,
then he would have done it.
He would have he may have done it, chosen to do it, or may have chosen not to, but like at least he knew what the circumstances, the outcome was going to be. These people, but it's because they're young. It's because they're young, and this is why they cast them. Go ahead.
I was muted. I was saying it's because if he had said to her, like, you're it for me, we're gonna get engaged.
I don't want to see you dating anybody else. Like, I think let's meet.
Right. She might have been like, okay, I got it. So if he had said, no, you could go on the date, she'd be like, are we still like on board to engage? And he'd be like, yes.
Absolutely.
And she would be like, okay, I'm not going on the date, or I'm going on the date still just to have the experience because it's Justin and he's one of the people I told you I would want to see. Exactly. So that is what I'm saying. Yep.
100%. So Aaron cries to Genevieve. I don't know what happened there, but I don't remember how that was the lead up. Is that there? Jen. So we hear in Genevieve's confessional that she's falling in love with Aaron. Eliza and Justin are on their date, and she tells him about Rodney. But she also kind of paints Rodney in a bit of a bad light, being like, Rodney didn't you're muted. Rodney didn't tell me not to go on this date with you. And it's like she kind of is painting it like Rodney doesn't like her that much, so Justin's pursuing is okay.
Right. Right.
And so we hear though, like, you came back for me. And then she's like,
Then
I thought it was really funny though, the bug, when the bug was on Justin.
I am so glad they kept that part in, because then they did try to make it romantic later with the fireworks. But I'm just saying that bug like helped me a lot because I was so sad. That entire
I can't
exchange.
believe he was acting like that. The way he was like, get it, like.
I do like Justin. I don't know. A lot of people don't seem to like him, but I like him.
Like,
I like Justin.
the plight of the black man. You can't do
But I like
anything
him
that these people don't like without just being painted as like a horrible person. So he was really liked by everybody, and then some people don't like the way that he interacted with Genevieve. And so now he's easily villainized, toxic, whatever. Like, even though we think what he did was hot, like, people think that it was a toxic move for him to say, like, it's my birthday, give me a kiss. Like,
and guys, that like, he told her he didn't want her to go on the date. And even though he went on a date with Victoria, I'm like, but they had a conversation that night and they decided they weren't going to go date anyway. So,
right.
Exactly. So I'm fine with Justin. I haven't seen him do anything wrong so far on Paradise. Like, not really, for the most part.
No, Paradise. I mean, he did go back and forth with Kara about Stagecoach, which came off a little weird, considering, they were like literally right there together. I know people are using that too.
I'm like, this, like, in his defense, I've definitely been like, you were there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't see you. Oh my God, was I really that drunk? Or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like, and not recognizing it, and then maybe actually believing that she was making something up, and then be like, oh, okay, shit. You know what I mean? So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that there's 100,000 people there. He might not even have recognized her as being the same person. Never did a handshake, hi, nice to meet you type thing. They might have talked, but it's just a person drunk at Stagecoach, right? So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt there. Rodney's sad, of course, and people telling him that you're a catch, bro. Oh, it was Brandon. You're a catch, bro. If I were a woman, I'd be in your arms. I
thought that was so cute.
Brandon, I can appreciate Brandon now off of Michelle.
He was trying to really hype him up. Like, no,
he was definitely trying to hype him up. It was hilarious.
So Eliza and Justin get the fireworks kiss date. The producers really want to push like this storyline. Interesting. We get an outro of Genevieve. I guess they're trying to make us like her because she's like terrified of a spider and she's like on the stool.
I know.
Scared of the spider. I'm like, whatever. So next episode, there's a bonfire and everybody's like in their couples and they're all cheersing and they talk about Paradise High. I didn't write them all down because like they weren't that funny, but apparently Drew, they call him, Andrew, is the jock. Jesse, the host, is the head football coach. Rodney is class president. Logan is the hippie drug dealer. Michael A is the teacher, and Danielle is the nurse and whatever.
Nerd.
Well, okay,
she's the nurse. She's the nurse. So.
Like, couldn't she be like the guidance counselor and they're having an affair? Nope. Like, I don't know.
She's a nurse in real life. She's gonna be a nurse in high school.
She's a nurse.
She's a nurse.
You need a nurse in high school. Yeah, she's a nurse.
Okay. And they're dating on the down. Then the down.
And Wells is the principal.
Really though, he's the annoying principal. Like Mr. Belding, I guess. Like, it's kind of annoying in everybody's business and nobody.
In everybody's business, because he don't got a business of his own on the beach. Yep, I can see that.
So I feel like the new person entering this beach is Grocery Store Joe in his villain era. We have Hayden walking onto the beach, talking to Shanae and pulling Florence for a chat, and then pulling Kate out of Logan's arms. Okay, so but Kate tells him basically that, oh, you know what, you should like shoot your shot with like whomever you're interested in, regardless of their situation. I was just like, girl, you just also want to be
Yes.
in mess.
Yes.
Yeah. So Hayden does decide to ask Kate on a date, and Kate also wants to flame toxicity here, in my opinion, because she wants Logan to tell her not to go. And I'm like, why do these women want to be people to tell them not to do something?
I was like, what is this trend? Why are we like cut this shit out? Like, no.
Right.
It
This
doesn't
is
make any
2022. We want independence. Why do you want a man to tell you what you can and can't do?
Taboo, exactly. What is with Eliza and Kate intentionally trying to get their man to tell them not to go on a date? Enough with the tests. These are not the tests that are going to be good for a long-term relationship. Like, these are tests that are going to make you break up. Like,
Exactly. And plus, Kate knows she want to go on a date because her and Sinead, another part of their problem is they both want to be the bachelorette of the beach. So they want all the dates. So she knows she want to go on a date. So it's like,
I think Sinead's playing it better. She's rubbing toothpaste on her teeth to like get another guy to give her a rose. She might get a date now with Jacob. Like, I think she's playing it better than Kate is, personally.
She'll go out with anybody, the young twins.
They're coming. We're coming. So Logan does want her to decline, but obviously he's not going to be like, don't go, because like it's the purpose of the show, and you know that if you tell someone not to go and they want to go, they're going to go anyways. So you might as well allow them to do what they want to do and see what happens with your relationship after, you know?
Right.
So who am I? Oh, in the morning, we see Kate talking to Jasenia, and Jasenia gave some decent advice, I would say. I didn't write it down, but I remember being like, oh, that's pretty good. Jasenia?
Like, I didn't write it down.
But I remember it was good. Or decent, because I don't expect that much for her, personally. But I remember thinking, like, that's a good point. I can't remember.
I don't remember it either, so there's that.
So Kate and Hayden are going ziplining, and she doesn't like the fact that he's slightly scared of ziplining. And I was like, not that I like Hayden, but I was kind of annoyed that she's like, oh, I don't like how scared he is, like, on this. Like, he wasn't even acting that bad. I mean, I think she just doesn't like him.
He was basically trying to say he's showing punkish behavior. She didn't like it. She wants a man who is not fearful.
I guess not.
Like, because I don't know nothing about him, except for that people were saying, why did they send all of Gabby and Rachel's villains to the beach? Anyway.
Yeah, villains.
So how old is he?
I don't remember his age.
He's not young. I think he's like 30. I don't think he's young. I think he's like 29 or 30. But he had said some disparaging things about Gabby, rough around the edges and all this stuff, and saying that his ex was hotter than all of them, and
bigger boobs. So he's 29.
Okay.
29 from Florida. What was I saying? So we see Logan, though, talking to Michael and Danielle. And I'm just like, don't get advice from these two. I don't want to hear them talk. I'm sorry. Please don't. Hayden does, though, take it to explain it to Kate about the rough around the edges comment. And, like, he's not really doing a good job selling himself, in my opinion.
No.
Like, I'm just like, no girl wants to hear how you not kindly talked about two other women that she knows. She was on Clayton's season with them. You know what I mean? So, like,
because he's just a jerk. He only is nice when it comes to Rambo, obviously.
Yep, that's true. He's only talking about Rambo, spending $100,000 on his dog, which I respect. You know, you want your dog to be in your life and you're doing whatever it takes. But he's so much kinder to his dog than he is to these women, I would say. Eliza is liking Justin.
I think he's lying, though.
Maybe about the amount, so he looks like he
I think he's lying because the amount keeps changing. It was 60,
that was 80 grand.
Now it's 100.
That's true.
Maybe he came back and looked at the receipts and was like, "Oh wait, you know what? It was 100."
Maybe, or maybe he had a new expense in his head. I don't know. So Eliza is liking Justin, and Justin just wants whatever's best for her. Like if she needs space, she's like, no space. Oh God. She's not an Aquarius. We can tell you that much. No space. Gosh.
Yeah, I don't need no space.
I don't like space either.
I know it's a Taurus thing.
Oh, you
Taurus
don't?
loves like cuddling. They love touching.
Quality time is my love language. If
Yeah.
it's not quality time, it is what's the next one?
Where's the affirmation or
No, a physical touch.
Physical touch. Sorry, yeah, physical touch.
Physical touch.
She wants to feel wanted. I get it, but
I get it.
not in this
I
way.
get it.
It's not this way. This is not the way to feel wanted. The way people were saying, and I agree with them, that the way to feel wanted was when Rodney broke it off with friggin' Lace to be with you. That was him choosing you. He
shut it down. She came on.
She's crying.
Per our editing. The minute she came on the beach was like, nope, I like Eliza. Sorry. We just went on y'all just went on a date. Was not even a resume. You could have come. One of you guys could have came back and you could have dumped him for that person, but he already chose you. I don't understand.
Yeah, I know. So obviously Rodney's not okay with everything that's going down. Justin does a little debriefing on his date, and they want to know if he kissed her, and he's like, yes, under the fireworks. And Michael's like, props to you, man. And I was like, I don't know, Michael, weren't you saying that Justin's doing a bad thing here? Anyways, he's inconsistent.
He's known Justin longer, so
that's true. Like they were on the same season together, and they were there for most of it together. So I would be supporting Justin more likely too if I was Michael, but
especially considering he got somebody, because somebody pointed this out, that Michael A. probably Wells was like, oh wait, stuff always happens in Paradise. He might have thought that Justin and him were going to get saved somehow that night, because remember it was them two,
right?
But just the fact that Justin seems to be getting this second chance, and again they are friends, I can see him still kind of hyping him up about it, even with everybody loving him. Yeah,
I'm not mad about it, because especially with the timing of it all, right? Like, it's not like they were on the same beach together and then he decided to go after and interrupt this relationship. It's circumstantially, like, he's kind of in like a lose-lose situation here, because like he's getting the opportunity to come back to the beach. He probably did not know that he would have to be dating his good friend's girl.
Right. Like if he was coming back for Serene, it would be war. Like, I'm okay with war for that, because you knew where they stood.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, and that's like you're coming,
right.
Yeah, no, it's rotten. That would be rotten. So we do see Justin going and talking to Rodney, and he should have been maybe doing some of the apologizing, in my opinion, and being like, man, I didn't really mean to do this, but I really like her. But he goes and asks Rodney, like, so like, how are you feeling, man? It's like, you don't get to have all the information.
Right.
You gotta offer up some of this information here. But
exactly.
I still like Justin. Rodney does say to him, clear as day, she's all I want. Like, okay, now it could be a little bit of a war. Especially because Justin says, like, I'm interested in her as well. Ooh. Oh boy. So Rodney thinks that now that he made a mistake, he didn't make a mistake, other than the fact, like what you've already stated, Tamika, is like they didn't establish the rules before Justin came onto the beach. And that's the only mistake that he made, not setting boundaries before the situation came to a head.
Right.
So Rodney and Eliza are talking, and this is where she lost me. She's like, if I were your only focus, you wouldn't have let me go on that date.
Yeah, no. Love you, Eliza, but no. That was
it. Says, I think Eliza might not be like Rodney that much, and that's why she's making these excuses. Thoughts, Tamika?
No, I think she likes Rodney. I think she literally did think that maybe he was more open. We see it on Love Island all the time. If the words don't come the exact way that somebody, and I'm telling you as a Taurus, if you don't come to me with the words that I'm going to make up things in my head, like, well, maybe he's saying this, and maybe I don't want to look stupid. Like maybe I think that maybe he wasn't as into her. She was wrong, but I think maybe she really did hear that in her head and started to believe it. Also,
Mm-hmm.
because she probably really wanted to go on the date, because she
Right.
should have.
Of course. Did you hear Andrew say Justin is a shiny object and Rodney's a better option? Aren't they friends? I don't know if I trust Andrew's opinion on like love and relationships, to be honest, but
I mean,
Yeah,
Andrew and
he's
Justin
kind
are
of siding with Rodney. He's kind of side because
yeah,
I think everybody just thought they had such a connection, so
yeah.
they just kind of see, even though they're friends with Justin, they just kind of see him like coming and poaching her, I guess, and they're just
Mhm.
like, you're the
But it
shiny
did
new
sound like
object."
Andrew and Rodney seem to have gotten a closer friendship
yeah, maybe.
of late. With and I don't know where Rodney is from. Oh wait, no, he's from California. So I don't know if maybe he's hung out more with Rodney than he has with Justin, because Andrew is in Chicago, and I don't know where Justin is. That being said, he's not necessarily wrong, because Justin is the new shiny object, hence why she should have gone on the date.
Of course she should like she should have been reassuring him, being like, I'm going on this date. It's only because he's somebody that I wanted to meet and get to know. I'm still all for you, babe. Like, I just want to explore this. We're here on Bachelor in Paradise. Like, I want to, when I say yes, to know that you're the guy for me.
Right.
And that's it. And then see what
Marina's saying
happens.
the same thing on Twitter.
Who
She's
is?
like, Marlena, from Clayton season, she said the same thing. She's like, Rodney's a catch. Rodney's the better option. Justin is here for a good time, not a long time. That is all of their opinion based on they. Again, they've hung out with these people. They know more than we do. There's loyalty lines been drawn. I get it. The only people that really matter in this is Eliza, Justin, and Rodney, and that's the opinions that we really should be taking.
Well, Jessica was a little bit shocked about the fact that Andrew's saying that Justin's just a shiny object. Um, I think that that Andrew was just trying to be a loyal friend to Rodney, because he could probably see that Rodney was really hurting here.
Right.
And he can't see Justin's perspective right now, because Justin was on that date and he's there with Rodney, who's like eating and speeding himself up for this decision that she made. So I think that's probably why he said that today.
Right.
So Eliza comes back, or no, Eliza talking to Rodney, and she's like, Rodney says, "Did you think about me or no?" And she's, wait, was that to Justin or to Rodney? I didn't write it down.
Huh?
No, it must have been just Rodney. And she's
It
just
was
like
Rodney
smiling.
during their conversation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and she's
But
smiling in a way
he asked, did she think about him on the
on
date?
her date.
And
Yes,
that was the one thing I did notice on the date. I said, "Boo, you're talking about Rodney on this date." Like most of the conversation they had that we were shown, she was talking about Rodney.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I also think though that with her smiling the way that she was, I think she was trying to make it come across like she wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
She didn't want to have to admit it to him because she wants him to chase her. See, she wants him to chase her, prove that he is worthy of her picking him and all of this stuff. And she felt like by him asking that painted her in the corner, where she had to be truthful and say yes. And then it's showing her hand a little bit. So she feels like, oh, he knows I was talking about him on the date and thinking about him. So he feels like he got a leg up, and he
okay.
might not go hard in the paint to prove himself for me. And I think
Okay.
that's why she was smiling like that. She didn't really
Okay.
want to.
Especially if that Justin conversation happened right before and they had a conversation. She doesn't know what Justin necessarily told him. And yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that.
I can see that. Okay, thank you. So then she goes and hangs out with Justin and they kiss, and I'm like, and it looks like Rodney can see these kisses. I don't think he could, but it looked like he could. And I was like, you rude girl. Girl, that's rude. Like you can do whatever you want, but like that would be rude. That would be so rude. I hate Genevieve narrating about Justin is what I wrote down here. She's just such a bitter ex, and they're not even an ex. What, did they kiss twice and like they dated for 3 days? Like, why is she so miserable over this man?
So tea.
Yeah, salty, salty, salty. The twins arrive. How much should we care? They have a
Not
double
at
date
all.
card. Not
Not
at
at
all.
all. They could have kept all that burrito wrap.
Exactly.
Twins are talking to every girl. Obviously, they choose Shanae and Florence to go on a date. They're playing these cantina games. Wells is there. Wells is looking to make a paycheck today.
Yeah.
All I wrote down about these cantina games is there was a lick of an armpit,
Ew.
awkward kisses, and human burritos. That's all I wrote down on this stupid date.
Somebody had tweeted that it was terrible and they smell like a burrito for
Ew.
one of the guys. They smell like a burrito. So
Yes, I did look this up. Dustin is from Baltimore.
okay.
So we learned that Florence had fun with Justin and Shanae had fun with Josh. And he asked Shanae, do you want to continue this on the beach? And she says, yes. I was like, Shanae, you're messy. This kid, you don't like this kid at all.
Shanae just want to stay.
Stay on the beach, Shanae. I support you on this beach. She's like the next generation's Lace type vibe. You know what I mean? Like,
She'll be back.
yeah, she will be
She'll be
back for sure. Now I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Okay. Oh Lord, Genevieve is spiraling because he hangs out with the boy. And what I'm gonna say about this is that I understand that she had the intention of wanting to pull him aside to tell him that she was falling in love with him. She wanted to have this whole particular moment, and he wanted to hang out with his friends.
Like he always does.
True.
Really
Well, you know that I don't think that he really like is into relationships and that whole thing, but I really think she kind of overreacted a little bit.
Yeah.
Like he was just like, what are we doing? Like, we just like, I just want to hang out with my friends. And he doesn't know your intention. He doesn't know that you had this big special moment planned and that you're disappointed by something that he has no clue about. So the fact that she just always holds him to the flames over things that he doesn't actually know is going on. He's also juvenile. He also does side with like hang out with the boys and probably gives him more attention than he gives her, and she needs all this attention. But I do think that she unfairly ridicules him for things that he doesn't know the full story.
Right.
Yeah. So I have a couple things on that entire scenario. She does not like not being in the spotlight, whether that's in their relationship or on the show. Mm-hmm. On the show, you're spotlighted more when you are in your couple. So he might not be hanging out with the guys as much as she's saying, like making it out to be, but probably too much that she and him cannot be spotlighted enough to be the main character on the show.
Right.
And so that was her issue, because that's what it felt like was her issue. I understand that she wanted to make this declaration of love. My whole thing is, if you really wanted to do that, you should have went to a producer and be like, hey, I want to do something special.
Yes, set up a date. Set
up a date.
But that's too much like right, because she wants him to set up a date for her.
Right. Which is why I agreed with him that she makes problems where there are none. So I did agree with him. I just did not agree with his reaction.
Right. I mean, yeah, exactly. But like, I understood the reasoning why. Oh, Debbie wants to know if Genevieve is a Pisces. She's got some Claire and Rachel in her. She's a Gemini, but I don't know her whole chart. I don't know her chart. But Gemini, she's a Gemini and Aaron's a Virgo, so they're both utilizing the Mercury energy, but I think it's leading to them to have miscommunication.
Let me see if Bachelor horoscope
has more.
It. Yeah, it has her full chart.
So everybody's leaving though while they're having this conversation, and he's talking about how it wears you down. She wears you down, and she kind of does. Like, I think he has a point there. Like. Mm-hmm. We see Aaron then after complaining to Johnny about the situation, and Genevieve wants to go. I'm just like, just go then. Just go. I don't need to see you storm off and pack your bag and go. What does it say?
Sun in Gemini, Moon in Scorpio, Mercury in Gemini.
Moon in Scorpio.
Venus in in Gemini, Mars in Virgo, Jupiter in Sagittarius, Saturn in Pisces, Uranus in Capricorn, Neptune in Capricorn, Pluto in Scorpio, and a rising sign in Pisces.
Rising Pisces. There you go, Dabu. Rising Pisces. So your rising sign is kind of how people perceive you to be.
Perceive you.
And so, yeah, we perceive her to
being
be
all
definitely a
emotional.
Pisces.
Yes.
Emotional. Need the external validation for your emotional well-being. Ah! You got it. You nail on the head. 100%. 100% has some clarity, Rachel. Remember how they stop dates? You're not paying attention to me on this date. Like, what? It's not even your date, Rachel. Like, you're on Gabby's date. Anyways, that's another story. We went in on that one. That
Yes,
particular
we did.
date.
Yes, we did.
Tamika. So Victoria is running after Genevieve, and I'm just like, just let her go, Victoria. Let her go. So she wants to go talk to him. So she convinces Genevieve to go and talk to Aaron, and he's like, and I know what that is. That is like, am I in the mood to get into this argument?
Because you're a lot. And it's like, am I prepared for this a lot that you're about to bring? I was just trying to calm down a few more minutes before. I needed 30 more minutes. You are a lot. Like, that's what the hesitation was for. Like, I was about to give me one more drink.
Thank you, Dabu. That is why I don't like her. Why? Why?
Yeah, I'm really agreeing with Aaron for a lot of this interaction. Like, he does get a little bit hurt, we'll say, later on, but I'm more on his side in their whole last bit than hers.
And that's when you know it's bad. When we on Aaron's side, you know it's bad.
Oh my God. I did think he had a point that when he said, like, and I think that she should have done been like, like, when she's like, well, is it the right time for me? I think that that's something that should be put into consideration.
Yes. Because it's all about her. It's all about her, though.
And so what happened to being in a 50-50 relationship and wanting to the push and the pull and wanting to respect people's boundaries and wanting to meet people where they are and wanting people to support you? Like, in order to be supported, you also have to be supportive. Yeah. And so
this is a vacation just as much for him and for her separately as it is a time for them to grow their relationship.
So she's flabbergasted that he would even dare say that he also may not want to have this conversation right in that particular moment. So she continues to storm off. We see it was kind of funny when Victoria and what's her name, Eliza, were kind of chasing after them, but then they got kind of stuck, and so they had to listen to their whole conversation and like hear it. I thought it was kind of funny. So Aaron ends up intersecting.
To be here, but I can't leave. I
don't know.
We're in their business, but we gotta stay.
I would have stayed too. I want to hear it for sure. So Aaron is basically said something like, "So what's up?" or like, "What's going on?" Like, I thought it was like, if I were Genevieve, I'd be like, "So now you want to talk?" Like, that's probably what I would say in that kind of situation. But she didn't. And I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud. And I wrote it down here. I wrote, "Aw, I actually feel for Aaron." And this is when he said, and he got a realness in his voice, and he got choked up when he said, you know, if there's times in my life when things might be bad, I want to look back at this time and remember it and having a really good time with my friends and the girl that I really like. I just want it to be a good time. And like, I just thought that was kind of like, it was just kind of sweet that he is in this relationship with this woman that just won't allow him to have a really positive Paradise experience. All these fights are over nothing, over absolutely nothing. And so I got a little teary-eyed, and I felt
I did too, because he was a little choked up. I could hear it in his throat. It was like right there.
Yeah, on my worst day, I want to think about the best time of my life. This is the time of his life. He's in his prime. He's on a beach in Paradise on TV. Like, he just wants to enjoy it. and she just wants to yell at him. And so I felt for Aaron for sure. But then I don't know how we got here. But she's like, well, the thing that I want to tell you is that, like, I went to say to you that I was like, I was falling in love with you. I was like, okay, well, you said it now. And then he kind of, around the bush, does say, I wanted to tell you too. I'm falling in love with you.
Lies.
And
It's
they
lies.
kiss.
It's a lie.
Yeah. 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 So
I said, are we supposed to support this toxic man?
yes, because the music said so. The music was swelling.
Absolutely.
The music was romantic. The
Nothing
music was supporting them finally getting together. We hear Victoria said, like, and Eliza being like, yeah, the only, you know, that they really like each other because they wouldn't be fighting this much if, like, they didn't really like each other. It's like, you guys are supporting toxicity. What?
Yeah, because that's what they like too. They want that man to be telling them, don't, you can't go on a date and stuff, you know, so they like it. Yeah, that's what they like.
Yeah, that's where I was like, Eliza Boo, no.
No. And then, Tamika, you find this interesting, but we do hear Michael referencing that Aaron and Genevieve are like Sid and Nancy. Then that was a character that yeah.
I was like, why are you making like they killed each other? Like what?
Well, he went to jail.
I-
He
I-
committed suicide in jail, like, because like we don't know if he killed her or not, but like he might have. Like he was on
Which
trial.
is why
He
Taylor
died during the
went
trial.
out and found out like what, like it was like kind of a twist on it. She was like, "Thank God we weren't like they didn't make us exactly them. That would have been terrible."
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And so the outro is the double date coming back, a big pile of who cares. But that's our episodes. I hope it gets better. I don't know how it could. I mean, I do think that Eliza's going to choose Rodney in the end, but
I don't know. I think
don't
she
know?
might self-eliminate.
Oh, self-eliminate. Why? Let's hear that theory.
I don't know if she's going to be able to make that choice.
Oh, yeah, because we do see her crying.
We do see her cry. And remember, we saw Brandon cry at one point when they were doing the trailer.
Oh,
and he was
my
like,
friends.
I'm tired of my friends getting hurt and going home or something.
Yeah, that's
So for
maybe
some reason, I don't feel
Rodney.
like
Maybe Rodney sends himself home and she feels like she's responsible for it.
maybe
I can see that too.
I can see that too. Like if she can't make a choice, either Rodney's going to self or she, because my whole, and I said this last night and somebody's like, no, I don't think that's it. But I kind of feel like if you can't make a choice between two people, isn't that a choice? Then like,
yeah, absolutely.
shouldn't you then not choose either? But my whole thing is if Rodney is so sure that she's his one,
that's
if
gonna
she's unsure,
that she's not
so unsure,
right.
That's a problem. That'd be a problem. If the person that I want to be with is unsure if I'm the one for them, then you're not the one for me, kind of thing. So yeah, I right now my gut is telling me that Rodney is going to self-eliminate. Unfortunately, but we will find out next week what actually happens. Thank you both for being here. So Miss TJoy, you did mention that you have done up till now, or I guess before today, Love is Blind. Do you want to just let people know where to find you?
Yes, you can find me on all social medias at Miss TJoy.
Miss TJoy. These fools ain't got a clue what love is. Aaron ain't going to propose to her.
No, he's definitely not. He's here for the summer, child. He on vacation.
Absolutely. And Tamika, what do you have going on that you would like to share with the people?
Still working on my podcast, episode 5 this week. Keeps getting longer and longer, but we keep having some really good conversations, so it's absolutely worth it to watch the episodes or listen to it in your car, wherever you're going. So follow us, A Passionate Eclectic, Any Retired Liar, A Pearl, on any podcast network or on YouTube. And then I am still just working on this and love the Love Boat. So I need this show
The
to
boat to
end.
be
I
done.
realize
Yeah,
how much time it takes up.
it takes a
They
lot.
could have condensed this to an hour.
It could have been done.
Yeah.
It could have been done. The season.
Two. That two. That two. All
Could
right.
have been done. Could have been done. Could have been done. I'm gonna go and watch the challenge. So I'll be doing the challenge later, everybody. But make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please like this video and leave a comment. How many episodes do you think are going to be left of this season? Do we have 6 more episodes? I guess that would be 12 more hours. What possibly could happen? And will there be more people joining this damn beach? Who knows? But we'll be finding out in the next couple of weeks. So we'll see ya then. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us in the chat. You